Hi guys, welcome back to Travel Crafter channel. My name is Renette. Today's tutorial is on this face mask using this yarn from Yarn Inspirations. It's number 3 lightweight yarn. One skein is 136 yards or 50 grams. And it's made of 100% mercerized cotton. I am using 4.0 millimeter crochet hook, and you will also be needing the counter, a tapestry needle, and I will be doing a lining for this face mask, which is the cotton fabric that I will include. So to begin with, do a slip knot and then chain 18. And for this project and throughout, I will only be using the back loops. So again, single crochets into the back loop stitches. Single crochets into the back loop stitches. And then on your second chain from the hook, put one single crochet. So it is the second chain from your hook, put one single crochet and single crochet throughout this row, which you will come up with 17 single crochets. When you reach the end of this row, chain 1, turn your work, and do another row of 17 single crochets. And you will be doing this from row 1 to row 12. So 12 rows of single crochets in each and every stitch. So this is how it looks like after I did at least 2 rows of single crochets. Reason why I made until 12 rows is I will be using like 4 rows from the start to insert my elastic in the end. And that will be the piece that will go over your ear with the elastic. So do 1 to 12 rows of 17 single crochet each for the first part of the mask. So this is how it goes is it goes from one ear to the next. So we are trying to like make one end and then it will come to an end on the other side of the ear. row 12, remember to chain 1 every after end of row. And at the start of row 13, we will be increasing our stitches by 1. So every odd row, we will increase our number of stitches by 1. Every even row, we will not do any increase. So increase in every odd row and no increase in even rows. So when you reach row 13, we have to increase by 1 stitch at the beginning of the row. So when you reach row 13, it is the first row that we need to increase our stitch by 1. So how it goes, you do 2 single crochets into the first stitch. So we are going back to 18 stitches in row 13. So do 2 single crochets in the first stitch on the row, and at the end of your row 13 you will have 18 single crochets. So from row 13 to row 26, it is rows of increases. So rows 13 to row 26, it is rows of increase. So remember to increase in odd rows and no increase in even rows. So at the end of row 26, you will have 24 single crochets. And in row 26, we will stop increasing. Row 26 is the last increase that we will do. Okay, so in row 26, that is halfway of our project. That's the middle part of our project. So that is where we did the most number of stitches, which is on my part 24 single crochets. So from row 27, we will start to decrease our stitches by 1 in every odd row. So again, row 27 is when we will do single crochet, decrease. So in row 27 again, you do single crochet, 2 stitches together. So remember, single crochet, 2 stitches together. So from this point on, from row 27 to row 39, you will do a decrease in every other row. And again, the same principle goes. Every odd row will get a decrease, a single crochet decrease, and every even rows will remain the same number of stitches. So even rows don't get any decrease. We only do the decrease in the odd rows. So do from rows 27 to row 39. Okay, so row 39 will be your last decrease stitches. So row 39, we will end up with 17 single crochets again. So row 39 is our last row to do our decrease. And from there on, we will do another 12 rows of single crochets as how we started this project. So again, the last row of doing decreases is row 39. And from row 40 to row 47, we will be doing single crochets and you will end up with 17 single crochet stitches. Okay, so we're almost done. When you reach row 40, you do 17 single crochets. This is the time that we don't increase and we don't decrease the stitches. So from rows 40 to row 48, we will be doing one single crochet into each stitch, and each row will end up with 17 single crochets. So do 40 rows 40 to 48 in single crochets, you end up with 17 stitches, and it will remain the same from rows 40 to row 48. Row 48 again will be our last row, and then we will be ready to bind off or to seam our mask. Okay, so at the end of row 48, which is our last row, I put the stitch marker to make me aware of that is the end of the row, and to seam in your fabric or your mask, I did a slip stitch on the edges of my mask. So this is what I am doing here. So do that around. Take your time because the edges is kind of rough. So it's either you can also put in a single stitch or a single crochet again around your border or your edges, just to give it a clean and neat edge. So do that around, and then we will be ready to sew our fabric, our cotton fabric. I'm almost done with doing the edges, and this is, you can cut off your extra yarn, and then these edges here is where I will put my elastic. So you have to measure at least 9 inches, 2 pieces of elastic, and my fabric is about 7 inches in width and 9 inches in the highest height of this, like where the bridge of your nose is. You will measure at least 9 inches. So use the cotton fabric so it absorbs heat, and it absorbs the moisture when you put on this mask. So go ahead and add the fabric along the edges of your crochet mask. Take your time also, and just do it neatly. Just do 2 back stitch, neatly along the edges of your mask. Just take your time to do it. It just adds to help in the moisture, to help keep the moisture clean, and so that it gives you an extra protection when you are wearing this mask outside. So this is how my fabric mask looks like right now. Just make sure you use a coordinating colored thread when you sew in the edges of your mask with the fabric. So again, using this crochet mask with the fabric lining will not give you 100% protection against COVID-19 or whatever virus that is we are fighting against, but it will definitely give you a sort of protection, not 100%, but with social distancing, keeping yourself at least 6 feet from the crowd, and washing your hands all the time, and being aware of what is in your surroundings. So that's, in a nutshell, will protect you at least from contracting COVID-19. So make sure to follow all the guidelines, regulations that are in place in your state and wherever else you are. Stay safe and always wash your hands, put on your mask when you are outside your home. It turned out really well. This is the only elastic that I have available on me. You can use whatever elastic that you feel will be convenient, or as long as it will not hurt your ears. So I'm using a safety pin to put in the elastic on the side. And remember, the length for your elastic should be anywhere from 8 to 9 inches. I used around 9 inches, approximately 9 inches for my elastic. And then just tie the ends together, and then try to hide the middle of your elastic inside the fabric. Okay, so it stretches, so it depends on how big or your small your earlobes are. And then just seam in the edges, the extra yarns that you have, and we are finally done. Hopefully you learned something from the tutorial today. It's an easy project. It's a good way of giving to your friends, making this mask to give to your friends, your co-workers. And stay safe again, everyone. And hopefully spring is just around the corner and we can all be safe from COVID-19. And hopefully COVID-19 will finally come to an end. Have a blessed day, everyone, and I'll see you again on my next tutorial.